So we're going to get into an exciting gospel, Matthew. Of course, it's exciting. We're excited. And I want to read Daniel in the New Living because it's in that tedious section of chapter 11, which is all about the king of the north, king of the south. So, yeah, it's just better. Better that way. All right, so let's start Matthew. I don't think we will need a lot of New Living to figure stuff out because it's a gospel. Starts out with the genealogy, doesn't it? The book of the generation of Jesus Christ, son of David, son of Abraham. Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac begot Jacob, and Jacob begot Judas and his brethren. And Judas begot, not that Judas, but the other one, begot Phares and Zerah of Thamar, and Phares begot Esrom, and Esrom begot Aram, and Aram begot Aminadab, and Aminadab begot Nason, and Nason begot Salmon, unless it's pronounced Salmon in this particular biblical case, and Salmon begot Boaz, I don't know, of Rachab, and Boaz begot Obed of Ruth, and Obed begot Jesse, and Jesse begot David the king, and David the king begot Solomon of her that had been his wife of Urias. And Solomon begot Rehoboam, and Rehoboam begot Abiah, and Abiah begot Asa, and Asa begot Josaphat, and Josaphat begot Joram, and Joram begot Ozias. I'm butchering these names, I'm sure. And Ozias begot Joatham, and Joatham begot Achaz, or Achaz, and Achaz begot Ezekias. This is painful. And Ezekias begot Manassas, and Manassas begot Amon, and Amon begot Josias. So I think I got the last three right anyway. Wow. All right, we'll continue. Excuse me. We'll continue that tomorrow. And I think it's going to then speak about 14 generations, and then 14 generations, and then 14 generations, 42 generations. The 42 generations of Jesus. So what is the 42nd generation in the Bible? 42 generations bring us closer to Christ. Genealogy of Jesus. The total of 42 generations is achieved by only omitting several names. So the choice of the three, that's Wikipedia. Not your best biblical. So 14 generations and 14 generations and 14 generations of Jesus.
According to Wikipedia, the World English Bible translates the passages, so all the generations from Abraham to David are 14 generations, from David to the exile to Babylon 14 generations, and from the carrying away to Babylon to the Christ 14 generations.
And that is Matthew 1:17. So we are going to be getting to that. Yes. We just finished verse 10, but we'll eventually get to verse 17 and it'll speak of the 3 times 14, basically, as the generations are sectioned off into 3 different uh, generations of 14 for a total of 42. All right, let's continue on with the king of the north, king of the south. Oh, excuse me again. If I'm not mistaken, the king of the north is the Antichrist when we get to it down at the bottom. Some years later, I need to cheat, don't I? Let's go all the way down. And so the green is the Antichrist, and that is the king of the north. Okay. Just making sure. Thought I remember that, but it's been a while. Some years later, an alliance will be formed between the king of the north. And again, I think that these uh, possibly could be all different generations of Mystery Babylon. Speaking of generations, 7 kings of Mystery Babylon throughout the ages, kind of passing the baton back and forth to one another. I really don't know unless this is all about the Antichrist and figurative speech, who can make war with the beast concerning the coming World War III. Because we know at the end, it does end with the abomination of desolation by the Antichrist. But again, this type of little genealogy with the king of the north, king of the south, and all these wars and back and forth and all these stories could be various passing the batons from different victories from all the different kings of Mystery Babylon, because there's been the Antichrist is the 7th. So some years later, to be an alliance be formed between the king of the north and the king of the south. The daughter of the king of the south will be given in marriage the king of the north to secure the alliance, but she will lose her influence over him, and so will her father. She will be abandoned along with her supporters. But when one of her relatives becomes king of the south, he will raise an army and enter into the fortress of the king of the north and defeat him. When he returns to Egypt, he will carry back their idols with him, along with the priceless articles of gold, silver, and some years afterward, he will leave the king of the north alone. See how it says some years afterward? This really makes me think that this is going back to antiquity and then leads up, just sort of, and then just brings you right here through to the Antichrist. So it's, I think, different vignette stories kind of fused together as one, seeming as one story, but boy, you will see how it really just goes on, and that's why I read it in the New Living. I never read Daniel in the New Living except for chapter 11. For some years afterwards, he will leave the king of the north alone. Later, the king of the north will invade the realm of the king of the south and will soon return to his own land. However, the sons of the king of the north will assemble a mighty army that will advance like a flood and carry the battle as far as the enemy's fortress. Then, enraged, the king of the south will rally against the vast forces assembled by the king of the north and will defeat him. And we certainly know the Antichrist is not defeated. Who can make war with the beast? Unless he loses just a battle, but not the war. So you just never know. Very ambiguous. I'm glad y'all are here. Sorry for the confusion. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's